Good night, Sxmtalk. Welcome to your favorite online internet program, www.sxmtalk.com. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel. And call a friend, call someone, and tell them to log on now to www.sxmtalk.com, because we're going to be having a very steamy program here tonight. We was off for a couple of days due to internet problems beyond our control. Telem seems to be having a nation or island-wide problem, and the internet is not functioning well. That's our Achilles heel with this program. When the internet is down, we are also down. So we're on the grace of the internet tonight. We hope it stays on for a couple of minutes. That will allow us to continue our talk show. So like I say, call a friend, call someone, and tell them log on now to www.sxmtalk.com, because we're going to be hot tonight, and we are getting into the program. And I'm going, you see, because of the internet, I didn't get to do good research. But we did the show. We broke that show here. Okay, we broke that show here with Samir and Tia Heiliger buying the property in the Bahamas and the dolphin. Hey, we're going to be talking about that tonight. But I want to get into this story. And Maurice are coming at you also. So tonight we're going to be steamy. The gloves off. Gloves off tonight. Boots off. We kicking, we boxing. We headbutting and we biting off airs tonight, because things need to be regulated. Romaine Laville is not a minister today. Why is he not a minister today? He did pass the screening. He did pass the screening. But he's not a minister today because of our good Prime Minister, Sarah Westcott Williams. That's the reason why he's not a minister today. And they say politics makes strange bedfellows. But let me explain to you why. Romaine Laville did pass the screening, but the governor refused to sign the decree. Why? It wouldn't have looked good to his bosses. Apparently there was, okay, this is alleged, there was a coalition meeting with Patrick Illage, Leroy DeWeaver, Romaine Laville, and William Marlin, and Sarah was at this coalition meeting, and it got heated. And there was an outburst, and words were thrown and flown here and there. Things were said, and apparently the Prime Minister didn't like what was said, and she went to the governor and she filed a complaint against Romaine Laville that the governor documented. So when the Prime Minister came now with the ministers who could be in the cabinet, and Romaine Laville was on the paper, the governor said it's unacceptable. Remember that you filed a complaint here, and now you're bringing him here to be a minister. I can't send this to Holland. I can't send this to my bosses. So he refused to sign it off. And that's the reason why Romaine is not a minister today, because of the Prime Minister. But yet he's in the government sharing with the Prime Minister. So I'm asking back the question again, where's the professionalism? Something wasn't cohesive there. So again, Romaine, you're out of the loop because of the good Prime Minister that you said you have always been a DP. However, again, I don't feel for you. You make your bed, you're going to lay in it. Do I want you to be a minister? No. Am I happy that you're not a minister? Yes. Good riddance. Because you made this happen to yourself. I want to get into this discussion though. Right? I remember almost a year ago, I think it's even past a year ago, and it's on the SMN News, BBC website, where Samir Androas is in the Bahamas with a dolphinarium. And the people, the locals, are kicking up and protesting. I believe that they managed to stop what has happened. Okay? But BBC also mentioned on SMN News that he's in partnership with a local politician here on St. Martin. And these were her words. This local politician here, they will direct cruise ships to that island if he don't win the next election. Those are the words. Those are the words on SMN News and on the BBC website. Who is that individual? We all know it's Theo Heidegger. We all know that they have connections in the Bahamas with an island where they are building a cruise facility. Well, we all don't know, but I know that. And a dolphinarium and that the cruise industry is behind him. Now I'm saying this. This is the guy here from St. Martin. And listen to what they're saying. He's going to direct cruises there if you don't win the next election. And I keep saying it here all the time that this guy don't care about this island. All he cares about is the bottom line, his pocket. It's about business. That's what this country is for him, business. And this is the same gentleman coming up with parties for election and saying he's for the people. And then we have St. Martiners on that list. Who is aiming for political office to destroy the industry that we depend on, that pillar that is called tourism and the cruise ship. And he's going to direct, but this guy full of power. But St. Martin people, they want it under wraps. They want to keep it quiet. They don't want nobody know about it. They want this to just blow over. So come election day, nobody must know about it. So when you're out of a job and things happening here, this is a gentleman who's doing it. This is the guy who's doing it. They're going to direct cruise ships there if he don't win the next election. How many times we have to say it here? He's not a leader. He's a businessman. And government is his business. This is how far he's going. If he's not bribing, if he's not blackmailing, now he's directed and taken away from just to get in office, just to be in power. But let me say this. Dark days. You want to come and take away the industry of St. Martin, and you guys have a dolphinarium because you tried to get a dolphinarium here and it didn't work. A lot of protests. The government of the former Netherlands Antilles, the central government said only one dolphinarium can be in the Netherlands Antilles, and Curacao already had one. All those things you try here. Now you're gone to the Bahamas. You're gone to the Bahamas, and that's what the website and the blog is saying. That's what the website and the blog is saying. Okay, you're going to direct cruise ships to that island if you don't win the next election. And we have St. Martin people. St. Martin people who wants to be on that list, who's looking at him as a leader just to get into government. But all you guys are traitors, and this is treason to the highest cost. This is a high crime in St. Martin. You are attacking our tourist industry, Mr. Heidegger and Samir. And this goes all the way back even to the deep people. This is what DP and UP is doing to St. Martin, because they are the ones that have him here doing what he wants in this country. Look at Simpson Bay. Look at the Justice Park. Who is making money from it? Who is alleged to be getting $2 million just by getting them to sign these documents? St. Martin people, wake up. Wake up, man. Wake up. And now they're talking about they're going to direct. But it can't get any worse than this. It can't get any worse than this. I wonder what St. Martin social movement have to say about this now. Alson, I ain't hearing you. I ain't seeing you at all. I could say probably you're involved in some conflict of interest. But I don't know. Let me see what's going to come out from it. Right? But this is a big story. This is seriously a big story. Okay? And I'm happy that the papers bring it out. I believe it was the SMN News, and I believe something about it was in the Daily Herald. I'm not too sure. But we're going to come back with this story again, because I got to go and do the research and check, see which papers had it in. And it needs to be blown up. It needs to be blown up because... And you know what is so funny? When was the last time? When was the last time anybody in St. Martin heard Theo Heilighan on any program? Any radio program, any TV program? When was the last time you hear him? It's not election time, and these are the things that I try to tell people. He has no concern for St. Martin people. He's a gangster. He's bribing. He's conniving. He's blackmailing. Now he's committing treason. And people talking, like voting up and they're going to be on the list, and you guys are sick. Now let me come to he puppet boy Maurice Lake. Huh? I see that you're signing off big things. Congratulations. You sign off for the St. Peter's boys to get a little dig in. Congrats. And you see, again, when I tell you guys, who has power from who doesn't. Because when William Marlin wanted the boys to Pax to get that agreement and sign off on it, a negative advice came from Romaine. William Marlin override the advice to see that these boys get a contract. But which way it was, and you see, this is where us come down hard on my boys. This is where us come down hard on them. We don't utilize the media like how these guys are utilizing the media. Where are your projects? Where are the things that you have been doing? How is it not coming out? How is it that they can always get things done? They don't care whether it's illegal. They don't care whether this. But when it comes to us, oh, we can't do this. It's against the law. This ain't right. How is it that they just get it done? How is it that they are all over the papers and not us? How is it? In the space of a week, the boy in the papers almost every day, 24 homes being signed off. The boy is getting this contract. Congratulations, Maurice. But let me show you where it come on your tail now. You're going to do you want to update on things that was done for the past 6 months to see whether they was illegal and this and that. No, don't do 6 months. Go 2 years back. Go 2 years back and find out if the causeway was done legal. Go 2 years back, even though you were in finance. Okay? But find out if Taxan was done. Okay? Try go even 4 years back and see if everything in the Ministry of Romaine or Public Works was done well when Theo Heilighan was there. Not just 6 months, Maurice. Not just 6 months. And asphalt was moved and trucks was moved and this was moved. Let's go way back and talk about when things was being done in the Romaine, when Theo Heilighan was there, and find out if those things was done illegal. Then we could say you're doing a fair job. Don't come talking as if you want to insinuate that the minister was doing things wrong in 6 months and you want to update because of transparency. It's a blatant, stupid, nasty, doggy kind of way that you're coming with, and people afraid to tell it to you. Not here in St. Martin Talk. Go 2 years and a half back and see the things what Theo Heilighan was doing. Okay? If they was done right. If that was done properly. Was the causeway done legally? Was that done right? The ring road, was that done right? Huh? When Gracita wanted to take him to court for the project on Back Street, was that done right? Use the minister now. Go and find out all those things. And see if transparency was done back then. Go and see if transparency was done back then. Oh, but you're going back 6 months. You're talking about asphalt. Why it wasn't the Public Works yard. Why it wasn't this. Wait a minute. When Public Works was building to your Heilighan house, where it was? When Public Works was carrying trucks and all kind of thing up there, where it was? When Public Works van was all over the place putting up posters and things for all these sort of things, where were you? Huh? Where were you? The St. Peter's Community Council truck that was donated to the council that you was on the board. Who have it? When they had an up stick on it all over the place putting up things. All those things is transparent. Man, Maurice Lake, wake up, man. All of a sudden you want to do as if you're so educated and you so know what's going on and you want things to be transparent because as minister, you hogwash. Hogwash. You know why? You have been his executive assistant for all those years. So don't just go back 6 months. I'm glad you're going back 6 months. I'm glad that you want things to be transparent. This is good. But I don't find 6 months is good enough. You need to go back 2.5 years. Go back from the tenure of 10-10-10. Now that you're the minister, let me start to clean up public works from the first minister. Okay, okay, you know, we can even go back as commissioner. Let's go back from minister. Let us start right back from the first minister and see if things was done transparent. See if things was done well. Since you're so concerned about good governance and the state of transparency, because that's what you're talking about. You're so concerned about that. Then let us start from after September, October 10-10-10. Let us start from then. Do your investigation from then and see if things is done transparent there, since you're so concerned about transparency and the Council of State and you want to know how things was done. Let us go back from then. You come talking about you're going back from 6 months. 6 months? Asphalt was moved from here in the airport and trucks was done this and man, Maurice, come on, man. Come on. Your 265 master's degrees and all of these. Seriously? Seriously? I glad that you're doing some work. I glad that you're doing some work. And the media responding to all what you're doing. You're in the papers every day. 24 homes for the elderly. The boys and them get a contract to clean up here. Okay? The boys and them get contract to clean up here. Good work, good works. Good works. But don't talk stupidness as if we went to school. If you want to clean up the ministry of Rummy, start from the beginning when we became a country and ministers was in charge solely for their responsibility. So if you want an update, start from when Tia Heiliger was the minister. And then we can get a clear and concise and clean picture of the affairs in the ministry of Rummy. Who all have been on which board and who have been appointed here and who have been. Start from then. Start from then. Because you need that visa, you need this legal that. Start from then, Mr. Lake. Start from then. Because going back 6 months wouldn't do just service. That's not doing due diligence at all. Okay? And answer this question. Is Tia Heiliger involved with some Mayor and jurors in the Bahamas? With a dolphinarium? And a harbor, cruise harbor that they're trying to build into direct ship there? Is that a true statement or not? Those are the questions that people need to know. We want to know. Okay? Start by asking that to your boss. Come up and answer those questions. Is it true? Since you so want assurance, let me tell you something, Mr. Lake. You ain't dealing with dummies in this country, and that's the problem with you and your boss. Over the years, that chicken leg and Johnny cake thing used to happen to people who was hungry. It ain't going to work these times. Nobody ain't hungry. Well, some people are. But people went to school, and I would assume they got a little knowledge. And I can start coming down hard on the Swaliga social movement also. Okay? Because now I hear my boy Alston. His mom is a minister. I heard that he works in the cabinet. I'm not too sure. Okay, I don't know if there's a conflict. But let us wait and see. Let us wait and see what's going to happen. And Romaine, that's the reason why you're not a minister today, because of Sarah Westcott Williams. When you had a meeting, you was cussing, and you was throwing bad words here and there and stuff. That's the reason why you're not a minister today. Because the governor refused to sign that decree to not allow you to be a minister. I think this week is going to be very interesting. There's a lot of information, a lot of things that will be coming out, right? I myself will be calling into the news because I want to see what the Daily Herald newspaper is going to have tomorrow concerning the issue with Maurice Lake talking about he want to update from the past 6 months, because I think those statements need to be corrected. I think the people of St. Martin deserve more and they need more. So if you want to know what has been happening in the ministry of Rummy for the past 6 months, I think you should go much further, and you should do it from after the elections and who the first minister was, and see if things was done from the inception. Don't just go back 6 months and try to sugarcoat and cover up what you assume that has not been done well. All right, let us start cleaning up house from the beginning. You need to uproot the corruption. If you're claiming that there's corruption, you need to uproot it from the root. From the root, and let us start from the source. And the first minister of Romaine was Theo Heiliger, and things was done there. People was placed on boards then. So let us start from there. Okay? All the land that was signed off when Theo was leaving in the last 2 weeks, that you managed to get a piece up on the hill from Hyacinth Richardson's family and stuff. All those things. Let us start. Let us look from there and see if things was done right from there, and then we can move forward and really, 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 really see if we are trying to clean up the ministry of Romaine and the corruption and the this and the that. And then the next question is this: who has served as commissioner and minister of Romaine for the longest period of time? That's a question ones need to know. Take care of yourself, St. Martin people. God bless each and every one of you guys. We hope that the internet holds up again and tell them fix their problem. We'll be back tomorrow, God's prayer. Take care of yourself. God bless. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, Sxmtalk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.